Alhamdulillah, it's a blessed day of Eid, and this is a day of celebration and rejoice. And this is a day in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards His servants for having spent the whole of the month of Ramadan in worship during the day and worship during the night, fasting during the day and praying Salatul Taraweeh and standing in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the night. As you will all agree, it was a beautiful month, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always rewards greater than we deserve. And so this day of Eid, a day on which we cannot fast, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to rejoice and celebrate. And this rejoicing is a celebration that inshaAllah Allah has accepted our good deeds, and that He has written us of those who are destined for paradise and distance from the fire of hell. And when we look at this day, the first part of this day is that we ensure that we spend the night in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not allow the fact that Ramadan has ended to diminish our aspects of worship. And so the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there are two ahadith mentioned that there are 5 nights in which the dua of a person is accepted. The 1st of Rajab, the 15th of Sha'ban, the Thursday night, and the nights of the 2 Eids, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. So the Prophet ﷺ on the night of Eid would spend the whole night in worship. And what we mean by the night of Eid in Islam, the night precedes the day. So when the day of Eid is announced, that night, so after Maghrib, that is the night that we need to stay awake and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, we find in the narration of Ibn Majah, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says that whoever keeps the night of Eid alive, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep their heart alive on that day when other people's hearts will die. And so this is a way of earning the great reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and spending that time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know this Eid is going to be very different. We will not be able to pray Salatul Eid in the masjid. And so the scholars have discussed this, and we do have a solution for that. In the Hanafi madhab, there is no Eid that can be prayed inside the house. And so a person still partakes in the traditions of Eid. So they should read the takbirat, and that they should ensure that they give the Fitr of Eid, and this should be given as in advance as possible. You know, if people haven't given that, they should give it. And then a person should pray Salatul Duha. Salatul Duha is one of those prayers that the Prophet ﷺ would pray about 20 minutes after sunrise. So after the time of Fajr has ended, we wait for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then after that we pray Salatul Duha. Salatul Duha is prayed in units of 2, minimum is 2, and then a person can pray as many as they wish above that. And so a person tries to replicate the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at home. Just because we cannot go to the masjid and Salatul Eid cannot be prayed, it doesn't mean that we do not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a day of the family as well, that we spend this day with the family, we bring happiness to one another's hearts, and we ensure that we spend time in a way that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is crucial though is that we do not leave the obligatory aspects of our deen. Some people, when Ramadan ends, all of a sudden Eid comes and everything is lost. All of those routines that we have in Ramadan seem to disappear the next day. We need to ensure that although we know that the shaitan is now released, it doesn't mean that we allow him to influence us. That we ensure that we maintain our fara'id. We still pray our Fajr, our Dhuhr, our Asr, our Maghrib and our Isha. That is extremely important. And finally, when we look at this day of Eid, this is a day of thinking of those less fortunate than us. That yes, there are people around the world that have gone through great turmoil. We are rejoicing, we are happy, but let's have empathy with them as well. And let's ensure that we do whatever is in our capacity to reach a hand out to them and bring happiness to them. That may be people within our own communities. If you have neighbors, if you have people that you know are having a difficult time during this difficult period that we're in, then extend a hand to them and help them with some kind of donation or assistance as much as possible. And so this day is a great day of Eid. On behalf of the Reflection Path in Zaytuna Primary School, we'd like to wish you all a Ramadan Mubarak, and we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted all of your worship and all of your du'as, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to leave this month in a state of greater spiritual gifts than when we entered into this month of Ramadan. And we'd like to really sincerely thank you for following us throughout this month of Ramadan, watching the videos of Ramadan reflections and forwarding them and sharing them upon your social media platforms. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the team behind these recordings. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we're able to see one another again soon, inshallah. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for watching another episode of Ramadan Reflections. Please like, share and subscribe using the social media links below.